Okay, so we're sitting here today with Ariane Davis from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and she wanted, and I am inspired by her story, and I just love her to death. So what I wanted to do was get people that inspired me the most for my worthy investment project. So I'm just gonna ask you, a couple of questions about, credit and finances, and how important it is to invest in yourself.
Absolutely.
So the first question, of course, I want to ask is, at what age was credit and finances taught to you, if ever?
Well, I can't say that it was necessarily taught to me, but I learned a lot of things on my own. And of course, as a kid, like maybe my senior year in high school, I went to a Macy's. And you know how they were signing up kids, getting ready to go to college. Of course, I got a Macy's credit card thinking, okay, well, I'm big stuff now. I'm, thinking my credit is about to be popping. I don't know, for real. But I'm just thinking like, okay, well, I have a credit card. Didn't have a bank account at the time. Nothing, just this credit card. So of course, I started using the credit card, and I got more credit cards. It was Riches, not Macy's at the time. It was Riches. But yeah, I think when I was about 17 or 18 is when I first really started just knowing about credit.
And then it was the ripple effect. If you apply for one, then you're
get another
going to get approved for the other one. And then at one point, did it click to you that, hey, I can't pay all of these?
Absolutely, because I was working, not a job to where I could be paying these type of bills. But then when I did get a really good job, I started applying for more stuff. Just because I'm like, oh, well, maybe I could pay. But no. But I got my first apartment at 18. So. And my first car, but I had to have a co-signer. My granddaddy co-signed for me. But
so did your family explain to you the importance of credit, or was it something just that was shoved onto you?
No, it was definitely shoved onto me, and I didn't really know good or bad or
interest rates, APRs, minimum payments, things of that nature. And a lot of times, it's funny that you said in high school, because that's when I first, my credit went downhill. But the crazy thing about that is, my mother taught us the importance of having good credit.
That's
when we graduated high school, we had a credit score of 700. But my first car was also Macy's, but it was Foley's first. And I had Foley's, Dillard's, Shell's, Exxon, Texaco. All these cards. And the minimum payment was like $10. So I was like, oh.
Yeah, I remember it being something like that.
I could pay all of this. I was working at Party City at the time. And it's just, and it just went down here really fast. So and it's always, once we begin to graduate high school is when lenders really start to target us for the simple fact that they know that the mind frame is we have this card with the $300 credit limit on it. And keep in mind, when I graduated high school, my Foley's card, Macy's, was $3,000. So I tore that up with me and my friends within days, So trust me, I know that. So once your credit went bad, was it like, okay, well, don't worry about it? Was there any myths that you came across?
I don't even remember when it necessarily went to a bad status, but I knew it wasn't in the numbers that when I started learning. The older I got, I started learning about credit scores and all those things. I didn't know that 575 or something like that was a low credit score. Because I used to hear people say, oh my God, I have a 4 or something, and I'm like, oh, is that high? I didn't know. I was really oblivious and kind of dumb to it. And it's normal. I know a lot of people who are really not educated about credit. I do. I still have friends to this day in my, at my age that need to be educated. So that's what I was going to ask you. It always seems that when you have bad credit or bad finances, so does your peers. So now it's a lot of us that don't know the importance of it. Because nobody talks about it.
Absolutely, and it's the taboo. So was it something that no one just talked about, or was it something that you knew but was embarrassed to talk about?
Well, I've never been embarrassed to really talk about it. It's just, more like out of sight, out of mind. And I deal with a lot of things on my own. I don't like to talk about certain things, finances, money, just the independence of Ariane. And I have to stop doing that because I never reach out for help, but people are always reaching out for help from me. So I feel like it's time for me now to really extend, like put myself out there. Like I need some help.
So at what point did you feel like, okay, well, I need to do something about my credit?
I went and applied for a car, maybe like 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
And when I was not approved for the loan, I was like, okay, something has to happen because I'm not gonna be not approved for something.
Right.
And I wasn't embarrassed. I was more angry at myself for not taking responsibility and doing something about my credit before I even went there. Okay. You know? So I don't want to just get a car and have a 20% interest rate and just say I have this car. No. I want a 0 to 3% interest rate, and I want my car note to be $300 or less. Like I want that.
Absolutely.
And I can have that. People feel like, you know, oh my God, I don't know what to do and I want this car. No, I'm going to take my time, fix my credit, do what I need to do, and then get what I want.
So would you say that along with having good credit, you must have good finances, or at least a good financial habit? A good financial
habit, for sure. And you know, the finance part of it all, we all have our finance issues, but like, you know, talking to you about how you had this mentality that you were going to put that money away. People need to do more of that.
Absolutely.
But people feel like, well, I have so many other things I could do with that money. It's all mental.
Absolutely.
It's very mental, and I know this. I've gotten to know that all of this is all mental.
Yeah, the biggest thing about worth investment is just for everyone to understand that you must invest in yourself first before you even dare think that you can invest in someone else. Again, I just want to thank you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for your help with everything. I really appreciate you.
Thank you for even sharing your story and allowing others, because you have no idea how many people you inspire, you touch. You're so positive. You have so much reassurance. You are straightforward. You are blunt, but it's in a really nice, passive way to, you can be like,
I'm not a mean girl.
No, you're not a mean girl at all. And especially these days, it's okay to be mean and tacky and ugly. And there is so many ways you can deliver a message and be positive, you know, at the same time. So especially something so touchy as credit. I don't want to say, oh girl, your credit is so bad.
No,
you know, but it's a great way to say, hey, you know, the best thing that you can do is look at it and get past it.
Yeah.
You know? So
I think that there's a positive in every situation. Anything negative, people may think there's a bigger positive. And people need to understand, even with credit or any issues, you can get out of it.
Yes. But
it's just taking that step and doing it.
Right, and the more you ignore it, it's not going anywhere.
It's not going away.
And you're going to continue.
I had to realize that. I was like, oh my God, okay, here it is. Okay.
It's not going anywhere, and before you know it, it hinders you from doing
anything.
I mean, from renting a car, just the smallest thing.
Anything.
You
be like, what?
Like, because my credit. So it's enough, you know, but the biggest thing is investing in yourself first before you can even
I'm doing just
and that's the first step. So I want to just thank you again. Oh, you just don't know.
I appreciate